Good morning, Year 10. Looking forward to seeing you all in September. What we're about to do is show you your entrance into school, where you're going to be at social times, how you're going to get to lessons, where those lessons are, and how you're going to get to lunch. I hope you find it useful.
Good morning, Year 10. So you will be entering via the park and ride entrance. So you'll be coming along this path, or this path here, and entering through the park and ride entrance. The school is going to be divided into sections per year group for social time, and your area designated for Year 10 will be on the top field behind the sports hall. So we are heading in that direction. So we're walking along the path. These green gates here will be locked, so there'll be no cars coming to and from. And then you'll be using the hand sanitizer, and there'll be stations permitted here and by your social area. So hand sanitizer on entry, and then making your way along the roadway up to the top field. Please remember as you're walking up to keep to the roadway and not on the side paths, as they may be designated for other year groups. You're walking down past E block, and turning left towards the top field. And whilst we're walking past here, it's important to realise that all classes within year groups will be designated areas, and your area will be C and E block. So the majority of your classes, with the exception of a couple of option subjects, will be delivered in either C or E block. So walking up the ramp here, there'll be a hand sanitising station here as well in September. Along the path via the sports hall, and then you're coming to your social area, which is going to be outside the front of PE and on the top field, and this will just be designated for Year 10. It's important to note at this point that your toilets will also be designated just for Year 10, and you'll be using the toilets within the PE double doors there by the PE changing rooms, and they will just be for Year 10. Then you'll be allocated all of this area for lunchtime. In the event of wet weather, you will also be able to go into the sports hall.
This is also where you will muster in the event of a fire or fire drill, where you'll come out from your lesson, be brought down by your teachers to this area, and you'll be expected to line up single lines in houses in alphabetical order.
So we're now going to demonstrate what would happen when the bell goes at the start of the day for your lessons, and therefore you will state your muster point until directed, and then you're going to make your way to either C or E block depending on the room that is allocated on your personal timetable. We're going to give you an example of C block. I believe we're going to use room C4, which will be one of the catering rooms. So again, we're walking back past the sports hall, making sure we are keeping to the path. Down the ramp, and then we're coming into the Year 10 lesson area which will be either E block or C block. Again, some of you will have maybe period 1 or 2 in E block, so you'll be turning right there into that door there. Otherwise, the majority of you will have your lessons in C block. So you'll be coming down the steps and heading straight in to the doors in C block as per your timetable. On entry to the room, you'll use the hand sanitizer at the door. And then you'll make your way to your desk as directed by your teacher. And as you can see, the desks will be laid out in rows, facing forward, with the area for the teacher clearly marked at the front in order to deliver the lesson. We're now going to show you what happens at lunchtime. If you're leaving your lesson and then off to lunch, you're going to go back up to your social area, because your lunch hour will be the second half of lunch. So the first half will be back to your social area. So again, you're coming back up the steps, and then back in between E and F block, and back towards the sports hall. And again, we will have a designated area for each year group to have lunch. Your designated area will be the hall. Therefore, you'll come back to your social area, and halfway through lunch, you'll be directed by a member of staff to go down for lunch. If you wish to receive hot food, you will be able to eat your packed lunch, if required, on the field or in the sports hall, depending on wet weather. But if you are requiring hot food, we are now going to walk down through the playground, but understanding there is a direct route straight through the middle of the senior playground, in order not to be able to mix with the year 8s or year 9s, who will obviously be in a separate bubble within the school. So again, when directed, you'll be coming down the ramp towards what was the senior playground, and will now house year 8 and 9 on the playground. And you'll see when we get there, the playground has been segregated into sections with a clear walkway up the middle to allow you to access the dinner hall without having to mix with year 8s or year 9s. So we come down. This bench will be removed when you are here in September. Then we're walking through the gap and you'll see the playground has been segregated, and you're walking straight up the middle of the senior playground. As I say, year 9s will be on your right, year 8s will be on your left. You walk in the middle of the pathway. And then we are entering the hall via the drag double door entrance at the top of the steps. Again, down the ramp, in through these double doors here. And then into the main hall. As I said, the canteen will not be for your use, but there'll be a temporary hot counter and serving area located at the front of the dining hall. Like that, the counter will be located there. You can see the counter there now, and then that will serve hot food and snacks for you at lunchtime.
At the end of the day, you'll be released from your classroom in C block or E block, and you'll make your way back the same way you came in, back towards the park and ride gates. If you are being picked up, walking or cycling home, and you'll leave through those park and ride gates. If you are catching a bus, then you'll be directed onto what is the junior playground, where you'll be put in bus queues as per normal, but in year group bubbles.